And after missing a week of recording, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize for last week. I felt pretty crappy. Anthony was busy. Derek was like the only one that like could have recorded, but he kind of let me know last minute. So it was like, whoa, like, what were we gonna do? So yeah, I don't know where the hell he went. So just waiting on that. But a big couple of weeks of wrestling. A lot of excitement. The build-up for WrestleMania looks very intense. It's actually picking up very well. And the hell?
What's up, scumbag?
No. Okay. What's going on, buddy?
I mean, you tell me. Ready to go fucking last week? I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Fucking... Shut up. This is my podcast now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hey Yo. We talk about... By the way, can you show everybody what you're wearing right now?
A hoodie?
Yeah, can you show everybody what you're wearing right now?
It's a Fila hoodie.
And how fucking unprofessional you look?
It's a Fila hoodie.
Have you seen the comments saying that, like, you guys look like fucking bums? Hello? Fucking... See this? See this? This is $100 fucking jacket I bought. All right? No dents in my wallet. All right? Fucking $30,000 shirt. That's no joke. It's no fucking joke. All right? Somebody has to fucking look professional. That person's going to be me. Prettiest one out of the bunch. All right. Let's get down to brass tacks. We're 2 weeks away from fucking Mania.
Yes, sir.
This build has been building for what seems like
ever. This is
the longest build that I've ever had, and this is also the messiest build I've ever seen.
Yes.
So, today we're gonna cover last week's SmackDown. We're gonna cover Raw. We're gonna cover NXT, and we are going to do some Mania speculations at the end.
Oh yeah.
We're going to try to make this short. We're not short. We're going to try to be on time.
Yeah.
And try to keep it sweet and concise. And it just started from here. So, SmackDown. We had I'm just going to list off the matches really quick. We had a number one contenders match to see who was going to be facing Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. We had a mixed tag match with Santos Escobar, Zelina Vega, and Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Cody Rhodes had an appearance. Sami Zayn had an appearance. We're really just going to be focusing on the matches, if they made sense, and some of the promos. We're not going to focus on we're not going to focus on the stuff that really doesn't have a place for Mania. So let's start off with the opening. The opening, Cody Rhodes kick off the show. Did a little promo.
Whoa,
Nothing.
my father said, and I was younger. What a fucking theme.
Came out, called out Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Basically told him, we don't have to be friends to take down the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's interests line up with this entire story. And it ended with KO walking off.
Yeah, well, biggest quote you could take away from that segment was, you don't have to be friends, but why would I want to work with you if I'm not your friend, or something along those lines.
Yep.
So, that pulled a little bit of strings with the WWE Universe there. And Cody with his facial expression, he strikes again. So He's got it down. He's got the promo down. Oh, absolutely.
As long as he stops mentioning Dusty, he's as good as gold.
Well, maybe we'll hit on that a little later on.
Yeah, we'll get on that a little later. So the promo gets a B+. I'm gonna give the promo a B+.
It's a good grade.
It was good. It laid out the possibility for the Mania match that we'll talk on a little bit later. Just really, Sami Zayn had a couple of really good lines in there. Sami Zayn said, "We can be the ones to bring down the ones," which got a big pop, big pop. But then, as you talked on earlier, we don't even have to be friends. We just need to do this together. And then Owen said, "Why would I want to fight with someone who doesn't even want to be my friend?"
Yep.
Told Cody, "Thank you, putting this together, but I'm all set." And then he walked off. Following that was the mixed tag match with Santos Escobar and Zelina Vega, Dominik Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley.
Well, wait, hold on. Before we hit that, you forgot the little outside segment. So Kevin Owens, walks to his charger, and Green Charger, pretty
Green Charger.
Nice. I haven't seen that one before. And Sammy just basically hunts him down. But hey, Kev, like, listen, I know like what I said just wasn't right. I do want to be your friend, X, Y, and Z, and just again, more playing with your emotions. So
we're not just friends; we're brothers.
Yeah. So, and Kevin Owens just didn't answer him. He kind of just looked at him, and in typical WWE fashion, looked at him, kept the drama going, got in his car, and sped off.
Yep.
So you knew it was either going to culminate into something bigger, or that might have just been it. But it's WWE here, so.
Overall, the whole entire segment gets a B+.
Solid weird. Really solid weird.
Mixed tag match. Santos Escobar and Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, this is her first time in action since she's been back?
No, she's had
a couple matches. First match I watched from her since she's been back, to be fair. Nothing against Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, I love you for watching. But all of this is really to pump the Judgment Day up.
Yeah.
They're doing really good right now. Judgment Day is hot. Judgment Day is hot right now.
Yeah, they're solid all the way around too.
Yep.
Like, this is the first time like Priest doesn't look like the lost one.
Yep.
So he's finally starting to get some stuff in. Obviously,
I know he's also. I think he also had a couple of like outside things going on too. That's why he wasn't on TV. I think for a full week.
Okay.
But overall, it's really just been the Dominik and Rhea show,
which
with
I'm
Judgment
not complaining
Day.
about. I'm not complaining about it at all. I mean, if you think about it, then
it's Mania is more geared towards Rhea right now.
Yes, I mean, and other than the fact that obviously you got this what feels like forever storyline with Finn and Edge.
Yeah.
Dominik's been carrying, man. Like, he has been extremely entertaining. He is basically like, he's kind of given you that like the comedic, how Sami Zayn was with the Bloodline, the comedic aspect, or mixed with like when he just wasn't wrestling, like when he just looked like he was scared to wrestle. He had Cesaro and Nakamura as his henchmen. Like, that's the kind of like vibe I'm getting from Dominik Mysterio. It's entertaining. Like, it's very entertaining, and it's this whole build with him and Ray. It's been fun. Ray's continuing to say no to a match. Obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see it. I don't want to see anything with Ray and the Hall of Fame involved in this match, though. So I genuinely believe he deserves a good Hall of Fame induction, like a proper one, where, he gets to say his whole speech. I don't want anything involved with the match in that aspect. I don't need I don't need Dominik interrupting Ray during the speech. I don't need Dominik interrupting attacking Ray during the speech. Like, no, give Ray his moment. Give Ray his moment. Let Ray have his time, because we're gonna be honest, Rey Mysterio is the most disrespected wrestler WWE's ever had.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like it's actually going to happen.
I do too.
I do
too, and that's what I don't want. And it might be a spot match in a way too, not like a spot match in terms of AEW spot matches, but a spot match in terms of like, all right, so breaking news, like this just announced, like Dominik Mysterio and Rey Mysterio are having, like, Rey Mysterio has accepted the challenge of Dominik Mysterio, this and that.
Yeah.
So that might be the case. Like, I'm not looking forward to that. I feel like that doesn't give Ray his flowers, if, for lack of a better term. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. If that is the case, I hope that Rey Mysterio just, you know what, whatever, something happens this Friday on SmackDown. Rey's like, you know what, kid, like screw you. We're having this match and see what we could do.
Yeah.
But
so takeaways from the match. Match overall, pretty good. It's a pretty good match.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got Rhea carrying most of the match anyway.
We're in Mania season, so everybody's looking prime.
Yes,
everybody's looking prime. There were a couple of questions on like Dominic and Priest's look because they were looking a little big, but then we got to remember to cut to Mania season, and they're also working out with Finn, who looks like it's Mania season every day, and even when he's bulked up, he's still freaking ripped. So top moments of the match, Zelina Vega really did do a lot in this match since we are building for Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio still generating heat by just being him. Michael Cole, your boy.
I love Michael Cole.
Your boy. The king of drops. As soon as the match is over, Dominic grabs a mic. What does Michael Cole say? Great, he's got a mic. Just perfectly placed every single time. They're
Michael
little
Cole's
things. They're small things that don't have any like huge implication on how the show is going to go, but he's just funny, and just how he says it is just it.
He's what Jerry the King Lawler thought he was in the early 2000s.
Wow.
Oops, hot take.
Wow.
Oops.
That's a Hall of Famer, buddy. Wow.
By default, by longevity. He wasn't any good. Him and Jim Ross, like, we were like, oh, it's the greatest announced team. Like, no, they weren't. They were fucking obnoxious. Michael Cole was the greatest announcer WWE's ever had.
Oh man, that's a take. That's a take.
Oh well,
it's a take. It's an agreeable take, but it's a take. We had the Rey Dominic Mysterio promo.
Even now, I mean, Jim Ross still fucking sucks. Sorry,
they're using it too much. They're using it too much.
The best part about him announcing is it's Wednesday. You know what that means.
Yeah,
that's the only good thing about Jim Ross now.
It's hysterical that we're not talking about AEW after what happened last Wednesday, but we'll talk about it later.
We could hit on. I mean, what's
wow?
God bless you, Shay. We can hit on what could happen. Well, what is happening tonight in a little bit. But go ahead. We'll touch on that later.
So we had the Rey and Dominic Mysterio promo, which is really just an every episode thing now. Just a matter of when. Still the question is Rey going to fight Dom at Mania? Still the answer is
no.
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know nothing. We don't know anything. The whole deadbeat father thing, and then somebody posted on Twitter the other day a picture of Rey, his wife, and Dom with Dom wearing his football uniform. So funny that he's never around.
Actually, now that you say that, I saw a picture on Twitter yesterday. It was a picture of Eddie Guerrero in China, and then it was a picture of Dom Mysterio, Rhea Ripley. So I just, the whole the correlation between the two is just funny to me.
Yeah. And then Rey got into Dom's face. Rey got into Dom's face and said, what did he say exactly?
So something along the lines of, if it was any other Punk kid, I would have no problem putting him in his place. But for you, the answer is still no.
Yeah.
So, and then as Rey was trying to leave the ring, Dominic Mysterio tried to, blindside him again. Rey Mysterio ducked under. Dominic Mysterio basically, catapulted himself out of the ring.
Yep.
And the funny part about the whole thing was Dominic Mysterio looks in the ring and goes, "You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me." So, Dominic Mysterio just being Dominic Mysterio still.
So, some people, I'm not going to mention names.
Yeah.
Still really hate Dom. Really don't like Dom.
Is it bad heat or is it good heat?
It's like bad heat. Like really disdain, like not even entertaining.
Well, I mean, it's bad. It's a guy who thinks it's bad heat with a guy with bad takes. So, Anthony, if you're listening, next week, I challenge you No, let me stop.
So Ray goes and says, "My biggest regret is what you've become." To Dom.
Oof.
That's really that's like I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed, and like some people can live with disappointment. The whole "I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you at WrestleMania." Ray said like 50,000 times. I think that's been said probably more than Cody Rhodes has referenced Dusty since he's been back.
Or that
During
one
this
Tony Khan promo where he renamed
Christ.
where he renamed the All Atlantic title the International title.
Dude,
If you guys haven't seen that, please go on the AEW on TV YouTube channel. I'm sorry, Instagram.
Dude, I thought
page.
I thought it was a glitch in the Matrix.
That man was so coked up.
Bro, I swear to God,
I
thought that they recorded it and they just edited it, so he said it every third word. How do you get in front of a camera? You have social anxiety, my guy.
That had
legitimately social anxiety. Have you seen him during press conferences? I've never seen anybody more keyed up in my whole life.
It's like, he's shot the fuck out.
It is crazy to me how that goes on TV.
The comments in the video are 10 times funnier. Like they literally, I read majority of the comments to see what people were saying, and some dude said, "Wow, like this was the best take," and then another dude said, "Wait, what's the new title's name and where is he going to be at?" Like it was just, it's a couple weeks old. You guys, if you find it, you find it. If you don't, you don't. But I recommend watching. It's hysterical.
Dude, drugs are a hell of a drug, man.
Seriously.
But getting back to the Ray Dominic promo, I'm gonna give that one an A. I like how Dom is starting to talk on the mic.
He's getting comfortable.
I like that Ray's accentuating everything. He's not taking control of the promo. He's not steering the promo. He's adding what he needs to when he needs to add it.
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, Rey Mysterio was never a promo guy.
Right.
So.
But what he's doing now is probably, it's kind of the best mic stuff he's done.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is like the first time like you actually see Rey Mysterio talking as much since, the whole Eddie Guerrero thing.
Since Eddie, yeah.
So he's getting his mic time. He might be just one of those guys where he just needs to like get like the gears going when it comes to.
Let's talk about the leather jacket he was wearing. He was wearing a Gucci leather jacket.
The Rey Mysterio's always dripped out, man.
That is wild to me.
He's always dripped out, didn't he? In one of the Rhea Dominic things, didn't he? Wasn't he wearing like a Louis Vuitton mask?
Dude, his masks are crazy.
Yeah, Ray's dripped out, bro. He's not. I mean, Dominic did say he bought him a BMW. It didn't start with the letter M, but he did buy him a BMW.
What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, no.
So next we had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Tegan Nox and Emma. Weird. Every single one is a face.
I'm confused with the whole Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley thing. Liv Morgan Raquel Gonzalez thing. Because didn't Liv smack the shit out of her like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of lost with the whole thing. It's weird. I kind of haven't paid attention to the women's division in a while.
Yeah, so we're just gonna skip over that one. Going to Charlotte Flair promo.
Horrible.
Rhea Ripley. I believe Rhea came out. Yeah, Ripley came out.
Is this when? Wait, did Charlotte have a? No. This was when Charlotte was wearing that horrible green outfit.
Yes, that was not last week, the week prior.
Yeah.
Still,
I don't know. Whatever happened, it's
that promo got a C from me.
Charlotte cannot be a face. I think that's the only that's probably why I haven't really paid much attention to it. Charlotte being a face is just uncomfortable to me. Like I don't want her to pander to the crowd. Like it's not natural. She doesn't look comfortable doing it.
And she also walked back into the company after how many months? And they just put the belt back on her.
Listen, I'm not mad at that because I just didn't want to see Ronda.
But I would have liked it to see somebody who was like putting in the work and putting in the time. Like I would have rather have seen like Liv Morgan take it and then lose it to Charlotte.
No, that would have pissed me off even more.
No, that would have worked a little bit. That would have worked a little bit better. And then we had Xavier Woods versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
The match grading on this one said a C+. I liked it a lot. I enjoy LA Knight in ring, period. I enjoy Woodsy, period. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B plus.
I am curious to see what's next for LA Knight.
So
I'm seeing a lot of Stone Cold stuff. I don't think it's gonna happen. I've heard that they've pitched a match to Stone Cold and he said no to it. I
what?
don't want
Stone Cold's in the gym.
I don't want a match. Don't give me a match. Give me the both of them in the ring for 15 minutes with 2 microphones. And I'm glued. If I see a like thing,
I'd like that a lot.
That's perfect. I don't need anything more. Like give me them, doing what they do best, and that's talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good dynamic. It kind of gives you like a break from the wrestling. Obviously, you got 2 nights and like a combined maybe 10 hours of wrestling between that Saturday and that Sunday, because NXT starts at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So it gives you a little break from wrestling and just gives you a chance to sit back and like get entertained for a while. So that'll be a good idea for WWE to do. Again, 2 polarizing figures. LA Knight has single-handedly brought the word "yeah" over. So, like, come on, give me what I want. Give me what I want.
You got the number 1 contenders match: Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Always a banger.
Oh my goodness!
After banger. Ended with a
no contest.
Yes. Technically a double count out.
No, it wasn't. They both got up.
That's what it says. Result: McIntyre fought to a double count out.
No, it's not true. So Gunther walked into the ring after it looked like it was going to be a double count out. He walked into the ring. He kind of like egged the both of them.
And then everybody they got attacked.
And then everybody got attacked.
Yeah. So now Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre.
It's gonna be a rematch. That's gonna be the match of the night.
That's gonna be a crazy match. I think that
should be matched, and it should be a night 2 though.
I feel like that's gonna open the show.
Nah,
I really do feel like that's gonna open the show.
It probably will, because that's gonna set the tone for the entire event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we had the Sami Zayn Jey Uso face to face. Jey Uso basically airing out his grievances to Sami Zayn, saying from day one, I'm gonna speak off on the script really quick. From day one, I didn't trust you. I didn't want you around my family. Then week by week, the crowd started liking you. Jimmy started liking you. Solo liked you. Wise Man liked you. Even the tribal chief, but not me, said Jay. Said as a boy, I was taught always to protect my family. And you have been and always have been a fake ass oos. And then Sammy stopped him and said, you choose to take Roman Reigns' abuse over and over again. It is your choice. And talking about when Jey Uso came back and attacked Sammy. And then he looked in Jay right in the eye and said, "You're not mad at me. You're mad when I hit Roman with that chair. It wasn't you that hit him first."
Mm-hmm.
And then that sent the entire promo just into a different gear. And then Jay went for the clothesline on Sammy. Sammy fought back. Jimmy comes out. They do the beatdown. Jay hits him with the steps.
Yeah.
Which we don't see really anymore. Only when Brock's around, you see the steps get used.
You see them get thrown. You don't see them get used.
Dead. You see people run into them, but you don't see them get used like when Brock uses them.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know that Jay was that strong.
Yeah, the steel steps of aluminum. Yeah, so.
And then they get the beating down on Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens comes out and just fucks him up, man.
Yeah,
like it's nothing. Overall,
well, wait.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Overall, I'm going to speak on the promo first.
Okay.
Overall, the promo gets an A. However many pluses that you can put on a piece of paper, that's how many pluses the promo gets. It was an S tier promo.
Yeah.
Loved every bit of it. The storytelling aspect, just between, not even having to do with the bloodline. Take the bloodline completely out and just put Sammy and Jay in it.
Yeah.
The storytelling between those two has been so good. Like that's the story within the story. Like everybody, I think we all thought that like Jimmy was going to be the one to really kind of like kick off everything having to do with this tag team thing, but they've been sticking with just Sammy and Jay and their story, not even worrying about Kevin or Jimmy or Roman or Solo or Paul or anybody else.
Well, I mean, I guess they realized that like the reason why the bloodline was just so big was because of Sami Zayn's involvement, and then the dynamic
between him and Jay.
Yeah, like obviously, you know the how big the pop was for Sami turning on Roman and all of them at the Rumble. That was almost as big as the pop of when Jay embraced Sami after, what was it, War Games?
Yes.
So like it's along the same lines. It's like they have something there with the both of them.
Yeah.
So
but really the most heartwarming part of the whole night was Kevin Owens turning back to Sami, walking up to Sami and grabbing him by the neck, which I don't know if everybody remembers all of Kevin Owens' atrocities, but that is usually how Kevin Owens turns on you.
Yep.
Is he grabs you by the neck. So, grabbing him by the neck, a little piece of me knew that the entire part of me knew that the hug was coming.
Yeah.
It was coming. A little part of me got taken back to NXT the night that Kevin Owens debuted.
That was the first time I ever seen an apron powerbomb.
Man, oh man, and do they use the hell out of it now? But overall, the entire promo, that entire scuffle at the end was it was an S tier.
Yes.
An S tier moment.
My favorite part of the whole thing was when they cut to Cody for some reason. Just looking at the screen, looking like a proud father. It brings everything together, but I like the fact that Cody coming back in a way kind of just put together like this little makeshift faction where it's like we're all together for the same reason. So like Cody is like essentially like being broadcasted as the missing piece of the Bloodline's demise. So like obviously we're gonna hit on that more when, you know, the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns promo on Raw, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes. But like it's just he has kind of embraced that figure. Like it's not, you forget that he won the Royal Rumble. Like he kind of just he ties himself in with his bloodline and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens storyline very well, without it being forced down your throat. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So like, it fits. It feels natural. I don't feel like I don't feel like, all right, here they go. They're trying to like over push another babyface to where, you know, I don't want to root for him. But like it's all natural. People still pop extremely loud when he comes to the ring. You know, like I did in the beginning of the show, the whoa in his theme. It's almost as loud as Seth Rollins. So I'm not a singer, as you can tell.
Clearly,
but it's a warm embrace. I'm enjoying it. It's fun to see. I still get happy whenever he comes on TV. Like it's a good thing. It's good for wrestling. It's good for WWE. So boom, we'll hit Raw.
Let's jump to Raw. So Raw opens with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So the promo
wasn't a great promo. It was your stereotypical like, hey, like the boys are back together.
They needed to make the match.
Yeah.
I'm personally going to give that promo a C.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
I wasn't a huge fan, and this was actually the first promo I did not like Jay talking in.
He was extremely forced as a heel.
Yeah.
Like it was like early 2000s, like where like yo, like you ain't getting no match, Oos. But you know what? We can finally put this whole thing to rest. So like it was kind of it was corny.
Yep.
It was corny. I liked when, obviously Sami Zayn comes out to the ring. Everybody's already chanting his name. Kevin Owens looks at him and says, "Hey, like I think they like you." And then once he says that, all you hear is KO, KO, KO. So that was cool. That was a warm little thing. Again, your run-of-the-mill heel versus face promo.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing big. It was a nice moment when they both kind of looked at each other and said, "Well, where this is going." And they both looked at the sign. Like that was cool. Obviously, the build was heading to there anyway, but it was cool to see. Like, it was a nice moment. The crowd genuinely got. They gave a good reaction for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's honest. That's really all that's there. Like they had a little brawl, and that was really it. But again, your typical heel versus face promo. Nothing very special about the whole thing.
Moving on to Montez Ford versus Austin Theory. Now, last week, Angelo Dawkins took on Austin Theory without Montez Ford at ringside. Austin Theory is getting a little mouthy. A little bit more than usual, leading up to his match with Super Cena.
Confidence is hitting.
This is Austin Theory performing like he has something to prove, which is good and dangerous simultaneously.
Yeah.
Because if you blow your load now and you don't have anything after, I understand that it's WrestleMania, but you get it's not just Mania. Like, you don't have an off season, as they state about 50,000 times an episode. There's no off season in WWE. We just keep on going.
Yeah.
So if you blow your load completely before Mania and you do nothing after Mania, you got to keep on building yourself. He's still a young dude. He's 26. 25, 26?
He might be 24. He's young. He's young.
He's got, he's great. Like, his in-ring stuff has gotten way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
But in general, he really just needs to have this match with Cena. He needs to get put over. He needs to continue going on this trajectory, but I don't just want to talk about Austin Theory in this match. I want to talk about Montez Ford. Because Montez Ford is a star. Angelo Dawkins is a star. I'm not taking anything away from Dawkins. There's something about Montez Ford that just screams future main event. He can be ironically funny. He could be straight up funny. He could be serious. We've seen that. Like, there's little glimpses of when he's done with tag team stuff that he can hold his own as a singles competitor on the mic and in the ring. When he first came in, when Dawkins, Street Profits first came into NXT, I was a little off because I knew Dawkins.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Montez, but Montez always had that charisma.
Yes.
Always with the glove, always with the cup, everything, the glasses, the crown, everything. Montez Ford is very up there. When they finally make them both singles competitors, they could feud with each other. I feel like that would be great.
It would. Again, it's just given how WWE works. Angelo Dawkins is no slouch, and a lot of people don't understand that. Angelo Dawkins is he might not be as charismatic as Montez Ford, but Angelo Dawkins is a very good character. Angelo Dawkins is just as good as Montez Ford in the ring. Like, a lot of people don't see that because Montez Ford he moves quicker, he's more exciting, but Angelo Dawkins is very freaking good.
Dawkins is a dog, dude.
Angelo Dawkins is very freaking good, and I just feel like he's going to get lost in the shuffle. And that's been basically the MO of his whole career, where me and Derek talked about this a couple episodes ago, where, Angelo Dawkins been in WWE for almost 12 years probably, and he's only had TV time for the last 4-ish.
Yep.
So he's gone from makeshift tag team to makeshift tag team until this finally stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So Angelo Dawkins is a guy that needs his flowers, that if or when the eventual breakup does happen, he can't just get lost in the shuffle. You got to do something with him. You could put him in any feud, and I guarantee you, the man will deliver. The man can be definitely have a good match against a high flyer. Dude will definitely have a good match against a guy like Sheamus. If you don't believe me, the Usos are essentially just as hard hitting as Sheamus and McIntyre. They just do it with less. It doesn't look or sound that crazy because they both wear shirts in the ring. So it doesn't sound as hard hitting, but those guys hit hard, and we've seen the classics between the Street Profits and the Usos. So, like, it's you're no matter what, you have two great stars between the two of them. There's no denying it. It's how you essentially book Dawkins is how his career is going to end up, because he's always going to be tied to Montez Ford, unfortunately. There's very few people that genuinely understand how good Dawkins can be, but he's always going to be tied to Montez Ford. So unless he does something drastic to separate himself from it, the same way, Dean Ambrose / John Moxley did when he was separated from the Shield, because obviously he was the odd man out in that one. He did what he had to do to separate himself, and look at him now. So you need that drastic change in him. We'll see what happens. Again, I feel like it's going to be maybe SummerSlam-ish, maybe a little bit after to when we see the split. I don't want it still. Like I've said before, I do feel like they're a great tag team. But, we'll see.
Austin Theory did end up winning the match.
Yes. I thought we hit on that, yeah.
I'm going to say two things. Austin Theory's entrance, great. Song needs to fucking change.
Yeah.
It needs to go
down.
It's
weird,
cheesy. It's like what was that Anthony that said it? It's like a Kids Bop song.
Yeah, it's like
Kids Bop song.
The more I hear it, I think of like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah, it's great for the kids.
Sure.
Guess what? 31.
Remember his Beyblade Titantron?
It's so stupid. Oh my god, dude! That I understand, but you can't do that to a grown man.
In a match that he wound up winning for the United States title.
To a grown man. And then there was a crossbody that Ford hit right after the commercial break that was mind jarring, but
he just gets so much air.
That man has springs. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Mustafa Ali versus Omos. I'm nauseated by the entire thing. I still don't know what they're doing with Mustafa Ali and Ziggler. It makes no sense. I don't like it. I also don't like Omos.
You know what I'm seeing out of Mustafa? I'm seeing the Bo Dallas character just better. So, like the Bo leave, I'm seeing that just a little bit better. Finally, they're doing something with him. I'm a big Mustafa fan. I'm gonna get a weird look for this. I'm starting to like how Omos is getting more comfortable in the ring. He's still not a great worker, but I like what WWE is doing with him. I saw a clip on Twitter a couple days ago, or maybe about a week ago. He was on some talk show. I think it might have been like on one of the Bravo talk shows, and the host asked him like, "Hey, like, are you married? This is that." He goes, "Yeah, like I'm actually getting married. I'm engaged. This and that." And like you saw the human side of him, but like he looked comfortable on TV. So obviously, I think Hunter is kind of putting him in situations where he can get comfortable talking in front of an audience. Again, he's not a promo. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's must-see TV, but I mean, I'm not hating him,
David.
I'm not liking him, but I'm not hating him anymore.
David, this is WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This is the granddaddy of them all. This is the granddaddy of them all. And your bright idea is Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
I'm not a fan of the match.
I got about 30 other people I would have put in that match besides Omos.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying that, Omos deserves a spotlight. I'm just saying I'm not mad. I'm not mad that he's getting a little bit of TV time.
It's a disgrace to me and this wrestling business is what it is. Okay, that's what it is. You don't need him. Guess who would be better in the Brock Lesnar Omos match?
Anyone.
Brock Lesnar versus Bronson Reed.
I never thought of that. That would be good.
Brock Lesnar versus Mustafa Ali. I'd rather see.
Hey, I mean, he could try and get his lick back from what was the Money in the Bank?
Brock Lesnar versus first match Dijak.
That's not going to happen ever.
That's who I would rather see.
That would. I
would rather see. Sorry, Anthony. I would rather see Johnny Gargano take life-threatening German suplexes for 30 minutes and kick out every single time. Kick out after every single F5. Then watch what is going to be a 5-minute match at WrestleMania. If this match lasts more than 5 minutes, number one, waste of TV time. Number two, waste of a spot that you could have fucking had Matt Cardona come back.
I'll hit on that towards the end of the show.
Just saying. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll hit on that at the end of the show.
That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Impulsive TV. Love.
I like Logan Paul.
Love this feud going on with Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. I love it.
I like Logan Paul a lot.
I love it. First of all, we don't talk about Seth Rollins enough on this podcast because I think we all understand that Seth Rollins is probably the best wrestler
on the planet
in the world right now.
There's no argument.
Love Roman Reigns, love what he's doing. Seth Rollins is just on a different tier.
It's if you want to talk about character work, bro.
Dude, you have to understand he's doing all this without a belt. He's doing all this without an affiliation. He's doing all of this without he's doing it with how Seth Rollins is getting over is him being obnoxious, an entrance theme, and his in-ring work. That's how he's getting. That's how he's getting over. He doesn't have a belt.
Nope.
He doesn't for months. He really hasn't even had an in-depth story. You just want him to be on TV.
Yeah,
you just want him to talk.
He had that little.
He hasn't had a. I shouldn't say a story. He hasn't had a long drawn out story. He's had a week to week story.
Yeah. Which
is proving that you could do it with the right fucking person, and Seth Rollins is that person. I don't care what anybody says. You can argue that Kenny is the best in the world. You can argue that Roman's the best in the world. You can argue that Okada's the best in the world.
MJF. You could
argue every single person in every promotion is the best wrestler in the world. You put them next to what Seth Rollins has done in the past since the Monday Night Messiah gimmick.
Yeah,
he's been perfect. He has been perfect every night. He doesn't miss. He does not miss. He's obnoxious, fantastic. This whole entire freaking weird, Joker-esque anti-hero, very out of left field character is doing wonders. And he doesn't miss. He's not missed once since he's been doing this. You can argue that his best character work was the Monday Night Messiah. You can argue that his best work was Kingslayer or Beast Slayer or Architect Seth Rollins or Seth Rollins. The fucking
Shield.
I said that. Right after the Shield. What was he at right after the Shield? Fucking the Authority Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You can argue that all of that was his best character work. But every single point that he's hit on his career has propelled him. He's one of the only people who have not been lost in the shuffle since their debut. You can very much argue that Moxley, while he was in WWE, got lost in the shuffle for a little bit after the Shield. You can also argue that Roman was lost in the shuffle for a little bit. He was always pushed, but there was a little bit where he was in that mid-card area that they didn't really know what to do with him, so let's just put the U.S. title on him for a couple of weeks and see if that works. And it kind of just messed him up a little bit. That hindered Roman a lot. But the problem is, at that time, you had Vince. You had Vince, and he's like, this is the guy. It's a great look. He has long hair. He's The Rock's cousin. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Push him to the ends of the earth. And that doesn't work for everybody.
Nope. It's hard. It's hard to get over when you're being forced to get over.
You gave Seth the ball once.
He hasn't dropped it.
You gave Seth the ball when you gave him the Money in the Bank contract, and he did not fucking miss a beat. You can argue that they gave him the ball when they put the tag titles on him when he was in the Shield.
Yeah.
And he's just flourished. He's just been awesome since. Oh, man. All right. So, sorry that my love for Seth Rollins really just took over there. So they had they did the whole Seth Rollins Logan Paul thing.
Yeah. It ends in Logan Paul knocking Seth Rollins out for the second week in a row.
Yeah.
Again, really, cool story. It's fun.
Really given the promo itself, not great. Logan is very gifted.
Yes.
Logan can talk.
Yes.
But he can't promote a match, which is really the only downside that I have with this whole thing. Made a couple of good jokes. Made a couple of really good, funny comparison jokes.
And the little video package is pretty cool.
He made the joke about Seth and Steph Curry. I thought that was really funny.
I think I missed that.
He said he was trying to name like people that are great, and he said Seth Curry, not as good as Steph Curry, but still pretty just an alright guy. I thought that was funny. But overall, I'm gonna give the promo in total a C+, a B-.
B minus. Just for the fact, it's Seth Rollins elevated it, when he was in the production room, and so it kind of works.
I have a Johnny Gargano versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, Dom, looking like those prison workouts really be doing something for him.
Yeah, he's getting a little buff.
He's getting ripped, dude. He looks lean. He
looks good. He looks good.
Lean. All of them look lean. Everybody on the freaking card looks lean now. You got Dominic Mysterio going out with Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano, being flanked by Dexter Lumis still.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best part, we don't have to touch too much on the match because he really didn't do much.
I missed the way.
I liked how when Lumis, appeared behind Rhea Ripley, and you hear Corey in the background go, "Get that creep away from mommy!" So that was funny. I liked how Rhea Ripley basically looked at Dexter Lumis and didn't really back down. She gave him a little smile and wave, and then Priest just destroys him from behind. But that was cool.
So the match in general was a decent match. I mean, it's Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, and anything Johnny Gargano touches is gold.
Let's be real. But I will say, match really didn't make sense for Johnny to be in. I don't know if something happened with Santos or
he's on SmackDown. He's not SmackDown, so they're not going to really put him on Raw. It's weird.
That's great. That's great. Johnny's on Raw, but he's on NXT.
It's weird how they have
Mania doesn't hold for anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
The Judgment Day's on both shows. Judgment Day's on both shows. Roman's on both shows. Cody's on both shows. KO and Owens are on both shows. KO and
Owens. KO and Owens.
Like, this is the time of year where you can be on both shows, and I feel like Survivor Series is the time where you can be on both shows. 2 times a year. Two times a year for build up. That's all. You don't need to be on. I feel like everybody should be on every show. Honestly, I really do feel like there are really only a handful of people that really need the TV time.
Yeah.
But you got to split it up between everybody that's on the roster, and that's only fair. Especially when you have 10 hours of wrestling content on every week.
Yeah.
And that's not even including the main event and freaking whatever else they have.
I think that's it.
Overall, it really didn't make sense for Johnny to be in this match because of the stuff that's going on with him in NXT, which we'll touch on shortly. Rhea Ripley versus Bayley was next. All right, Rhea needs to continue building her road to Mania. Bayley needs to get into the ring because she's not wrestling every week.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with what's going on at Mania for them, Damage Control versus Becky, Lita, and Trish. I don't know if I said this last week. I believe I did, but I'm just going to reiterate. That's not the match that needs to happen. It's not. Women's tag team title match. That's what you need to do. Yep. You don't need every Hall of Famer back for a night.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of seeing these useless storylines with the women's tag team titles.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like bring back freaking the Iconics and just let them have the belts. Pushing past this, Rhea Ripley wins match. That's a B. Match gets a B. Both Rhea and Bayley are both fantastic. Match was just kind of meh. It was a throwaway. Ricochet versus Jack Gable. We're just going to push past this. I am very entertained with this whole Otis and the Maximum Male Models thing. I love them. I love the male models. Massey and Mansoor, hysterical. If you do not follow any WWE social media, you really do.
Theirs is hysterical.
You really need to get up on theirs because they're so. What's the proper word? Obscure.
Yes.
They're so obscure.
They're weird as shit.
It's hysterical. Ricochet wins. They're pushing forward to that 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania. That makes no sense. Yeah. But we're going to continue from there. Last segment, not the last segment, but the last match, was Asuka and Bianca versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Chelsea Green, love her to death. She belongs in WWE. She needs to be put in a position where her character can grow. I don't know if she belongs in the main event picture immediately.
Not at all.
But she does need something to get her there because she has great potential. Great potential.
The best part about the whole match, honestly, was the finish when Bianca hits her KOD
on Piper.
On Piper. That was like John Cena hitting like the Attitude Adjustment on Big Show.
Beast.
So, that was cool.
Beast. And then the ending segment was Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Best promo they've had to build this thing up, and they've had a lot
that they've done together.
They've had a lot of really good promos with this. There was so many quotes on this. You got Roman Reigns saying you couldn't crack the Stardust, so you left. You went and started a promotion. You couldn't get over there, and you left.
It's wild.
It's wild, dude. He hits on everything. And then Cody, obviously Cody again. There's another promo where Cody doesn't mention Dusty. So Cody just basically out and said, he goes, if I have to hear Dusty one more time, like I'm gonna lose it. He goes, he's not gonna come in here and he's not going into he's not going into Mania and gonna hit the bionic elbow. Yeah, like it was a very good promo. And the last thing he said was, once I take that title from you, and once Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beat the Usos, Jay's going to leave you. And then when Jay leaves you, Jimmy's going to leave you. And then Solo's going to leave you.
And Paul's going to go back to being an advocate.
You're going to be a Roman.
Crazy.
You're going to be a Roman without any reigns. You're going to be a chief without a tribe. Like, that's a lot there.
Yep.
Like, dude, there's so much to unpack with that promo that there's so much with so little time in a way. So I'm going to try and push past it. You see all this happening. Cody is basically, he's saying everything to get under Roman's skin. And, Roman gives you that face where he's like, I think Cody said it. Cody said, Roman mentioned something about April 3rd. And basically saying how that's going to be like a day of awakening for you, Cody, because, you're going to wake up and realize you can't crack it. Cody basically comes back and says, you're going to think about April 3rd a lot as the day you don't have a title. So, like, it was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, and that's the whole Roman with no reigns thing started. But Cody saying that, like, Roman kind of like stopped and froze, and you saw like the first time you see, obviously, every single Roman promo, he's always go with his face. But this is the first time that you actually like saw like the pure like
human.
Yeah, like he was a little scared. He was like, shit, like this might be real. This could be a little real here. So like this is the first time he felt intimidated, I guess, for lack of a better term, where he felt a little intimidated, and it's like, all right, like I kind of gotta be at my P's and Q's on this. Promo ends after Cody's little monologue, and
Solo goes for the for the hit.
No. So Roman walks away.
Oh yes. And then he said something.
Roman walks away. Paul Heyman walks away. Solo Sikoa is still in the ring. Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns are essentially halfway up the ramp, and he goes, "Hey, like, look, Solo's still in the ring." And Roman turns and like has like a face of like confusion, like, "Why are you still in there? Like, I walked out. Why are you not behind me?" And Cody again tells Solo, who goes, "I told you, kid. Like, I know what it's like being a second generation superstar. Like, you're not ready."
Mm-hmm.
And Solo walks past Cody and Cody tells him again, "I knew you're not ready." Solo gears up to give the Samoan spike. Cody kicks his arm. And just like he's there waiting. And as Solo does like the whole MAGA thing where like the slapping on the thigh and spreading his arms, Roman grabs him. Says, "Lil, let's go." And Cody's just looking at the whole thing with a little smirk on his face.
Mm-hmm.
So what we didn't see on TV, and I actually saw last night on Twitter, was after the show, they're walking to backstage and they're walking up the ramp, and Roman is just basically giving Solo the work in his ear. He is just screaming at him, essentially saying like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, I didn't give you that order. This and that. Blah 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 blah." So the demise of the bloodline is starting, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Let's really quickly.
Yeah, we'll try and do some 5 minutes.
We're gonna go down to NXT. We're gonna get a little fun.
Yeah,
NXT is getting
NXT's
really
been
fun.
Very fun, very entertaining over the last couple of weeks.
Now, NXT is the proxy third brand of WWE. Mm-hmm. This is the developmental product for people. People still don't watch NXT, which is astounding to me. And I understand why.
Yeah, it's not the old black and gold, but again, it's not that rainbow colored weird spray paint looking thing anymore. Like,
yeah, they're bringing up a very decent crop of new talent.
Yeah, and again, it's been entertaining. Like, it's actually been very good wrestling.
Yeah,
like it's wrestling. It's what you expect from a bunch of people that you have never really wrestled before. So you're not going to get your indie talent there anymore. But it's fun. Like, it's actually good. You see a lot of good talent.
Let's talk about let's get into it really quick. Now that we're saying indie talent, so we got the first segment of the night was Pretty Deadly coming out. They're the hosts of Stand and Deliver.
I love them. Stand and Deliver.
They are fantastic. If anybody has Peacock, go back and watch NXT UK. Kit Wilson and Elton Prince are gold.
Yeah.
In the ring, on the mic, they're English, and they are the stereotypical obnoxious Englishmen.
They're great.
And it's fantastic. Side plate check.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good
that it got over, and it's fantastic. Interrupted that promo by Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Now I'm starting to get the whole Trick Williams thing. Trick Williams is the instigator.
Yeah. Okay.
Carmelo Hayes is the meal ticket, clearly. Trick Williams is the instigator. Trick Williams is that friend that you have that always puts you into the fight.
Yeah.
Every single time.
He did it yesterday.
Yes.
So the Pretty Deadly, actually, they started the show off. They were cutting a promo. They mentioned Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams both walk out. They have their little war words. Trick Williams says, "All right, cool. You guys want to talk the talk, but you don't want to walk the walk," or something along those lines. And he basically says, "All right, cool. Carmelo Hayes and I would say Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, they've basically been hand in hand since they both came up to NXT." Mm-hmm. Trick Williams basically says, "All right, cool. Pretty Deadly versus Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes looks at Trick Williams, starts to point at Trick Williams, and instead of Trick Williams saying himself, he says Braun Breaker. So Carmelo Hayes kind of like got thrown off about that, like what the heck's going on? And then it started a little mini brawl. Braun Breaker runs to the ring, helps out Carmelo and Trick. And what I liked about the whole thing was Braun basically picks up Carmelo and says, I want nothing to happen to you from now until Stand and Deliver. So again, now you're getting, and that's what I like most about all the Braun Breakers matches.
He wants everybody to be 100%.
Yes, other than the Grayson Waller one, which was understandable because Grayson Waller is, in my opinion, the best heel in NXT, and I don't think it's anything close. But
there's way too much respect between Carmelo Hayes and fucking Braun Breaker.
That's what I'm saying.
That it's going to be. I know it's going to be a good match.
It is. You saw it during their contract signing last week, where they both said, like, listen, like, and Carmelo Hayes, like, says the date and everything. He says where Hunter and Sean both sat us down and said, we're the future of this brand. And look at us now, less than 2 years later or whatever he said. Like, now we're fighting for the biggest title of the brand. Fast forward. I'm going to try and just hit all, like, the key parts, the things that, like, kind of sort of make the most sense going into Stand and Deliver. You got Schism and Chase U. They're doing their build up still. That's going to be, I think, is it Ari Rain or her name's escaping me. Dwayne Johnson's daughter is going to be her in-ring debut. So I'm actually excited to see that. Then you have Tyler Bates somehow, some ways involved in Chase U. Don't know how that happened, but it is what it is. And then probably the match of the night, and the match I felt like should have been a singles match on Stand and Deliver alone, was Dragunov and
JD
McDonough, Jordan Devlin, my guy. They stole the show. Hard hitting, your typical European UK style match. It was great. It ends with before I hit the ending, Wesley and Dragon Lee had a little standoff in the ring before that. Wesley, for those who don't know, was given the chance to pick his opponents for Stand and Deliver in a fatal 5-way. Dragon Lee, Wesley had a little promo. Wesley basically says, like, I want you in the match. Cool. Now Dragon Lee is sitting ringside watching McDonough and Dragunov have the match. Great match. Again, typical WWE fashion, typical wrestling fashion. Spills to the outside, and somehow, some way, Dragon Lee gets involved accidentally on purpose. So the three of them brawl it out, and then Wesley comes out of nowhere and just hits like this flying attack, and it was cool. They all brawled there for a little bit, and now it's setting up for the fatal 5-way match at Stand Delivered for the North American title. But we are missing one more person, and Derek and I are speculating. Could be Mr. Moneyman himself.
To the moon.
Cameron Grimes. I almost said Trevor Lee. Cameron Grimes.
You can call him by his proper name.
Well, I mean, then you will have Wesley, Dragon Lee, and Trevor Lee all in the same match. So.
Guess what? He was Trevor Lee before Wesley was Wesley.
Yeah, you're right.
Really quickly, for those of you who are not familiar with Dragunov or JD McDonough,
please watch. If at this point, if you guys don't have Peacock or not, wrestling fans, please watch a triple threat match. I forget which. I don't even remember what NXT event it was. Braun Breaker versus Dragunov versus McDonough that's one of the best triple threat matches I've ever seen.
If you want to see a banger of an Ilya Dragunov match, go back to NXT UK and watch Dragunov versus freaking Walter. Not Gunther.
Oh, Walter. That's what it was.
Walter versus Dragunov, and that match was fire.
You watch both of them. Watch both of them.
Watch
the first one, and the second one. So yes, Dragunov is great. Dragunov, he's money himself. I did see something where he could eventually join Imperium, which would be pretty cool. It probably wouldn't make sense. Yeah, it would be pretty cool because again, he kind of fits that whole the Matt is sacred thing.
He does.
Who knows? But it would be cool. But
then we got the Johnny Gargano versus Grayson
Waller. Yeah, that's gonna be good too.
That promo was done, and now we're going to have a unsanctioned
match. Yes,
which I'm pumped for. And then the women's championship ladder match.
Yeah,
two ladder matches. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Indy Hartwell. Tiffany Stratton coming on top. She has gotten so much better.
She's so good, bro.
She's hitting that BME like it's nobody's business. Best moonsault ever.
She's hitting every single rope too.
Yes, which is amazing. She's also a gymnast, so like it makes sense. And then you have Lyra Valkyria versus Ivy Nile. Lyra coming out on top. Valkyria is definitely one of the top people from, and one of the top women from NXT UK. And it's very nice to see that they brought over every phenomenal talent that they had. There were a lot of people that were over there because they needed to fill roster spots and everything, who have gotten other jobs elsewhere. They're not bad talent. They just weren't WWE talent. And sometimes it's not everybody's time, but the people that they've brought over from NXT UK into regular NXT, every single person is a shooter. Everybody is a straight superstar. They're Valkyria, one of the top. You got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, doing their stuff. Ilya and JD.
Well, I wish JD would just go back to Jordan Devlin.
Maybe one day. But did you see what's happening?
My boy
Dunne?
My boy Pete Dunne's coming back, baby.
Back?
I can't wait for that. So when that does happen,
sorry,
you guys will see me
it's
marked out.
It's a little pop. We're just gonna get a little.
Yeah.
But no, Stand and Deliver setting up to be one hell of a pay-per-view. Excuse me.
It's gonna be great.
Excuse me.
Premium live event.
Setting up to be a fantastic event. We're just gonna say it here. Me and David are going to stream the entire thing all weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do probably all of Saturday. We're probably gonna take maybe a 45-minute break in between Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania Night 1.
100%. We're not gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna decompress a little bit. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna be live on Twitch. We'll put all the stuff in next week when we get all that. Get all that stuff situated. Tell your friends. Tell your mom.
Tell your grandma. Tell your aunts.
But we're gonna try to do this for Mania specifically because we're not going
right this year.
And the best part of the whole thing. There's no Anthony.
We're gonna try and I'll try and find a way to FaceTime Anthony and just to let him just yell because Anthony's gonna yell.
We'll just call him. We'll just put him on the speaker.
Yeah, we'll plug him in here some way somehow. But again, thank you for another week. We're sorry about last week. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 5. Yeah, episode 5 is complete.
Yep.
So thank you. We will see you next week with more information, more wrestling, and watch AEW tonight. Kenny Omega versus El Hijo de Vikingo.
Jesus Christmas.
So it's gonna be a great night, boys.
Keep up to date with all the socials. We're gonna be putting them down.
I finally fixed the whole YouTube issue as to why I can't put links. So we should be good now.
Excellent. So everything's gonna be, if you're watching on YouTube, everything's gonna be down below.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, follow us on Twitter at the Heyo Pod.
We also have a beacons.ai.
Yeah.
That has all of our socials on there. That's going to be on every single social media platform that we have. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for coming on this journey with us.
See ya.